Hey man, say man, Mr. Make 'em bite blood out your bottom lip. I'm back again. And I told y'all Dana White said he was coming. Money talk and bullshit walk. It's the shit or get off the pot year. And Dana White, he upped it. Yeah, he coming in and he ain't playing fair. He ain't playing fair because he got billions and billions of dollars behind him, backing him. And he straight up told y'all, I'm taking all of y'all fighters and ain't nothing y'all gonna be able to do about it. Well, Edgar Berlanga, y'all already heard rumors about Richardson Hitchens. Yeah, it's true. Edgar Berlanga and Richardson Hitchens are signing to Zuffa. Now, they already got Edwin De Los Santos. What I'm hearing from behind the scenes is they was all out in Vegas this weekend and they all met with Dana White. Yeah, Edgar Berlanga, Richardson Hitchens, and even Edwin De Los Santos, even though he's already signed with Zuffa, right? So yeah, Richardson Hitchens, Edgar Berlanga, y'all gonna hear about it soon. And I'm telling y'all here first. Yeah, so Dana White got that bread, man. And see, a lot of people, they don't understand what's going on, right? Because they was under the assumption that Dana White was gonna come in using them same UFC tactics, underpaying the fighters, giving them crumbs and then putting all the money in his pocket. You can't come into boxing doing that. He knows that. He know he can't come in the boxing game doing that. So the only way to take over the boxing game is you come with that big money, right? You come with the big money for the first few years until you conquer. Now, when he conquer the game, when he get all these fighters signed, right? Ain't no telling what he gonna do. But see, the big names, even the names like the Edgar Berlangas and the Richardson Hitchens and all the other names that he gonna go about, right? Those guys have great representation, right? They got great people behind them representing them. So you're not gonna be able to lock them into no long-term Zuffa deals and then be able to pay them crumbs, right? After they done got their money up front. Now, as far as the fighters that don't have big names that they gonna go get, well, it's gonna be a little different with them, right? Because they can promise them activity which none of these other promoters could give them. Like, for example, my man's Jaleel Hackett. Jaleel Hackett say he love it over there. They making him wear the Zuffa trunks and, all that BS. But he said other than that, he love it. He said he getting paid more than he ever got paid. He getting the activity. So they not coming in the game with these crazy lowball pay scales like you thought they was. And what y'all fail to realize is activity. If you fight often, you automatically making more money instead of sitting on the shelf and fighting once every 2 years. So Zuffa, man, they got a plan. How you think Dana White took over the whole MMA? Pride and Strike Force and all. He took all them out of business because he had the money behind him and he had a master plan. He's a smart businessman, Do I care for him? I don't really care for him too much. We know what he's doing to them dudes over there in the UFC, but we also know why the UFC is as big as it is because everybody got to fight everybody. It ain't no ducking. And that's what I like about Turkey, Dana White coming in the game. They weeding all these promoters out that was giving you bullshit. They was giving you BS, protecting certain fighters and then putting other fighters out there to the wolves. They ain't doing that over there. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, all of the best is going to have to fight the best. I know I told y'all that Shakur. Yeah, he going to be eventually going to Zuffa. Before the year over, he going to go with Zuffa. Trust me. If Dana White said he going after him, he going to give him that bag. He will be with Zuffa. And I heard a lot of people crying like, oh, they ain't going to have nobody to fight. Y'all missed the point. They getting everybody. Everybody. So I'm looking at Shakur Stevenson, right? Edwin De Los Santos might be his first fight over there for a rematch. You know, you got to work with who they got right now. But the only fighters that Dana White is not going to be able to go get is the fighters that's locked into contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like some of like fighters like Virgil Ortiz that got to go through, you know, a whole goddamn court trial to get out of his contract. So with those fighters, yeah, you might be able to have to wait until they get out of their contract whenever they do. But these other fighters that's free, and it's a lot of fighters running around here free now because you got a lot of the PBC fighters, they not locked into a contract, right? Because PBC don't have no network. You got a lot of the top rank contract fighters that you can go snatch them because until top rank gets a solid network, they can't really hold these fighters down, right? You can't keep these fighters from working with these other promoters like a Zuffa boxing if you can't give them no work. That can't last for long. So, man, he came in the game in a perfect time. He knew what he was doing, man. They plotted this shit for years. And a lot of y'all not gonna like it because a lot of y'all favorite fighters is gonna have to shit or get off the pot. A lot of y'all favorite fighters is eventually gonna get exposed. That's why you should be a boxing fan instead of stop being a fan of a boxer. Like, yeah, we all got fighters that we rock with. You know, some we rock with more than others. But at the end of the day, if you're not just a flat out boxing fan, you just a fan of a fighter, and so you don't want to see that fighter fight somebody else that might can whoop him. You don't want to see the best fight the best. Well, I want to see the best fight the best, and we know for sure Dana White is going to give us that product. Now, like I told y'all before, it's not up to me to be worried about what these fighters is getting paid and what they not getting paid. They going to do that. They're going to, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the young fighters, they might get messed over like the UFC fighters in the long run as far as the pay, but they're going to get that activity. So in the long run, are they getting effed over anyway? You know, if before, even fighters like Cormel Modi, young cat, he should have about 20 fights by now. Been sitting on the shelf. Fight every once in a blue moon. So they don't have to worry about that. When you're young, you don't want to waste your talent sitting on the shelf, fighting once a year. Look at Gary Antoine Russell. What he got, about like 16, 17 fights? Gary Antoine Russell been professional since 2016. That's ridiculous. Wasted most of his career sitting on the shelf. So we ain't got to worry about that no more. Richardson, Hitchens, Edgar Berlanga signing to Zuffa. You heard it here. So let me know what y'all think about this. Drop a comment. Y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.